the Middle East never sleeps, and the past 24 hours have been absolutely insane. First up, the Israeli Air Force announced that it targeted in a wave of airstrikes headquarters, weapon storage facilities, satellite communication components, and intelligence headquarters of the terrorist organization in Lebanon. These sites were used to do terror activities, intelligence gathering, and also served as propaganda buildings. It was further stated that prior to the strike, steps were taken to reduce the chance of harm to civilians, which include advanced warnings and aerial observation. Next up, CENTCOM just released a video showcasing how they neutralized a lot of Iranian drones. Next up, a map was released, and if we click on the map, we see here different dots, and down here left, the meaning of these dots. We see where Iranian air defense is stationed. These are these small dots. Then where US and Israeli airstrikes were carried out, and way down here, we see a timeline of the first 100 hours of the Operation Epic Fury. First, we have missile strike targets. This was on February 28. Then on March the 1st, air superiority was achieved along the Iranian coast and a bit into Iran. Then air superiority was achieved over Tehran. This is over here. It's the main city of Iran. Finally, because of the air superiority, the B-2, B-1 and B-52 bombers were able to start the bombing of all these positions. On March the 3rd, all Iranian warships got destroyed in the Arabian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. And on March the 4th, additional Iranian warships were sunk. Next up, the IDF released footage confirming the elimination of Iranian regime air defense personnel. And if we click on this video, we can see here one person and a second person are fleeing where the aircraft is going to target them. Next up, the IDF released a video showcasing how the terrorist organization Lebanon uses civilians and their money to pay for weapons, infrastructure, and other terrorist activity.
The Al-Qa'id Al-Hassan Association is a de facto financial association that operates in Lebanon. In reality, the institution operates directly under Hezbollah's command and is used as a central hub for managing their funds. As you can see on the screen, one of the branches in southern Lebanon. One out of the multiple branches belonging to the association. At first glance, it seems like a regular warehouse of the institution, which is meant to provide financial services to the people of Lebanon that come to invest their hard-earned salaries. On a closer look, you can see how the Lebanese citizen enters the institution near his home in order to deposit his money. His money is invested together with thousands of additional Lebanese civilians. The civilian funds are compiled until they are transferred to the central branch. There the money is picked up by Hezbollah, who then uses it for terrorist activity and its re-establishment efforts. Al-Qa'id Al-Hassan Association lures in civilians who are unaware that the money they've earned is being exploited for Hezbollah terror activities and re-establishment. With the money, Hezbollah purchases missiles, UAVs, weapons, and pays the salaries of its operatives. A few months ago, the central bank in Lebanon prohibited the financial institutions in the country from having connections with the institution and even threatened to freeze bank accounts of those who violate the instruction. This comes after mounting international pressure to shut down the association. However, even with the effort and pressure applied, the institution continues to operate and to lure in civilians in order to fund Hezbollah's terror and attacks against Israel.
Next up is releasing a video from a video game called Armor 3, where it showcases an aircraft carrier being destroyed while Iran states its real footage attacking an American aircraft carrier. Next up, the Russian state nuclear corporation Rosatom holds operations at a nuclear power plant in the Iranian city of Bushehr and is evacuating nearly 600 people. Next up, the Qatari Ministry of Interior announced that it is evacuating residents who live near the US Embassy in Doha. Next up, Ali Larijani, the secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, stated that the Iranian armed forces have completed the control over the situation. While all of that is happening, the Israeli president gave a statement.
Do you see a path to a long-lasting peace in the region, which we've not seen in forever?
Yes, I do. In fact, I hear the people are saying we're going to have an endless war here. You're not going to have an endless war, because we're at this point that we've been, and Iran, this terror regime in Iran, is the weakest point that it's been here since it hijacked Iran from the brave Iranian people 47 years ago. So this is going to be a quick and decisive action, and we're going to create the conditions first for the Iranian people to get control of their destiny, to form their own democratically elected government, which will make Iran a different Iran altogether, because Iran has been the main engine of war over these years. It's just 95% of all the problems you see in the Middle East are generated by Iran. And the worldwide terror network that they built is generated and orchestrated from Iran. So when you take away Iran, when you let the people of Iran have the opportunity to act, to liberate themselves, free themselves from the yoke of this terror machine, you get a different future. I think that will open up the way for many peace treaties with other Arab countries, with Muslim countries. I think it changes the world. Now, of course, it's up to the people of Iran in the final count to change the government. But we are creating, America and Israel together are creating the conditions for them to do so. I think that if we go through what we plan to do, I think it will create conditions for peace. This is not an endless war. This is, in fact, something that will usher in an era of peace that we haven't even dreamed of.
You know, the president said to the people of Iran, the hour of freedom is at hand. And, you know, you've been asking America for years to do this, and now your window is here. You know, seize this moment. Don't let it pass. It might be the only opportunity you have in a generation, and I'm hopeful that that's true. In a conversation with Senator Lindsey Graham, he said to me that he believes that probably one of the key countries in all of this would be Saudi Arabia and MBS. Do you specifically see path there? A path for peace?
Yeah, well, I think Saudi Arabia will have a lot to gain. I think all these countries around Iran are threatened by Iran. I think they want to see this regime go down, even if they don't publicly say that. They've just been targeted by Iran. So obviously, if Iran is removed, that's a great boon to Saudi Arabia, a great boon to these other countries. And I think peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia would be really possible and probably very close once this thing happens. So this is a gateway for peace, for a broader peace, and I believe that that we can achieve it. The most important thing to understand is that when we work together, President Trump and I, we achieved, in fact, 4 breakthroughs for peace, brokered by President Trump, working together with me. We brought forward the Abraham Accords, which was 4 peace treaties with 4 Arab countries, and now, working together against Iran, we'll be able to bring many, many more peace treaties. So this is not an endless war. This is a gateway to peace. It's the exact opposite of what people are saying.
Mr. Prime Minister, I think history will study this military effort, and it'll be, as I said, be studied for centuries. But, you know, also you took out their air defense systems, their missile defense system, ballistic missile systems. You know, you got the 10 top guys in Hamas. You got Nasrallah, who'd been in power for 30 some odd years. You had the pager incident. Donald Trump dropped 14 bunker buster bombs and took out and obliterated their nuclear facilities. I mean, I know there's war colleges. Just all of these incidents combined will be a lifetime worth of study, in my view. And I want to ask you this, you know, there are people that say, well, the Prime Minister of Israel dragged Donald Trump into it. And as somebody that's been friends with him over 30 years, nobody drags Donald Trump into anything, number one, but I want to get your reaction to that.
Well, you're right. I mean, that's ridiculous. Donald Trump is the strongest leader in the world. He does what he thinks is right for America. He does also what he thinks is right for future generations. And frankly, we're partners in that effort, because I've devoted my life to securing the life of the one and only Jewish state. Believe me, it's been a struggle. I've known the pangs of war. I lost a brother in war and in battle. I myself fought terrorists and was wounded in liberating hostages from a hijacked plane. I held a fellow soldier in my arms when I was 18, and he died in my arms. I know the cost of war, but I know sometimes that war is necessary to protect us from the people who would destroy us. And that's what free societies have to understand. Freedom is precious, but it has to be protected. And we have to understand that we're fighting here. We're fighting here the bad guys. We're the good guys. These people massacred their own people. Imagine what they would do, these people who chant death to America, if they had the ballistic missiles and the nuclear warheads to deliver to every American city. Do you want to wait? Do you want to bet your future on whether they would do it or they would not do it? I mean, look,
No.
Nobody stopped North Korea, so they now have ballistic missiles and nuclear warheads. But they don't say death to America. Iran is 50 North Koreas. Iran is committed to your destruction. And whether people understand it or not, the leader has to understand it. Donald Trump understands it. You don't have to drag him into anything. And nobody would do it anyway. He does what he thinks is right, and this is right. And let me tell you, I visited today a town in Israel, okay? This town, yesterday, a ballistic missile, it's like a truck, you know, it's like a bus full of TNT, comes in at Mach 8 and slams right into a synagogue, okay? And right around there, 9 people murdered. So here's the difference between us. These mass murderers in Tehran, they target civilians. We in Israel and America target the mass terrorists. That's a nutshell of the difference. And we have to protect our world against these people. And if these people have the weapons of mass death, these mass murderers, then you'll have mass death. And then people will ask, well, why didn't you act in time? Why didn't you do something about it? You know, Winston Churchill called this the slumber of democracies. He said they slumber, they go to sleep, and they wake up only when the jarring gong of danger wakes them up. Well, I think in this case, President Trump and I think differently. We don't have to sleep. We don't have to slumber. We don't have to look askance, look aside and say there is no danger. There is great danger, and it's time to act. The good guys need to act early enough. And there are those leaders, so-called leaders, who don't see it. And they just sit back and they say, oh, well, it's a terrible thing. No, it's not a terrible thing. To protect humanity, to protect America, to protect Israel, to protect the free world from this theological thuggery, these fanatics who don't care. We just export death, mass death everywhere, build terror armies to strangle the people of Lebanon and the people of Gaza and the people of other people. That's what they do. So to act against them is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And it's high time that the people of free societies understood that they have to act to protect their freedom and our way of life. We're fighting barbarians. Israel is at the front line of this battle against barbarism, and America under President Trump has entered this fight to protect our civilization and to protect our common future.
Well, I hope the people in Europe are listening, and very specifically Macron in France and the leader in Spain. And I can tell you this, as Starmer is no Winston Churchill. I hope they hear they have let their guard down when it comes to national security and national defense. They have allowed unfettered illegal immigration without assimilation, resulting in, 80-some-odd Sharia courts in Great Britain and no-go zones in other parts of Europe. I hope they watch and witness and learn from President Trump and from you, Mr. Prime Minister. I pray for all the people in the region, and I pray for a lasting peace. That would be my dream, my prayer for everybody in the region, and we do appreciate your time tonight, sir.
Well, thank you. And it's called peace through strength. It's not a slogan. It's the most basic reality, the basic rule in a very unkind world. You have to be strong to protect freedom. You have to be strong to protect your values. And you have to be resolved to take action. I said it could be quick and decisive. It may take some time, but it's not going to take years. It's not an endless war. In fact, it's an effort right now to achieve the peace that we all yearn and pray for. And I think together we'll achieve it.
I pray you're right. Mr. Prime Minister, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, thank you.